Japan, Part 49, while accepting responsibility for virtually all developments in society, Japanese bureaucrats try to avoid becoming overextended, maximizing the areas where they provide guidance and minimizing the activities they manage directly. Like the United States and unlike many European countries, Japan has few government-controlled companies in basic industries. Iron, steel, mining, and petroleum are all in the hands of private companies. Furthermore, an even larger share of the Japanese economy is in the private hands than in America. Even during the rapid growth period of 1955 to 1964, the considerable government involvement in construction to support economic growth, the Japanese tax burden was only 18.5% of the GNP compared to 26.5% in the United States and much higher rates in the Western Europe. In 1973, it was 22% compared with 28% to the United States and much higher rates in the Western Europe. In part, this is because of how the defense and the welfare budgets, but also because bureaucrats try to keep government's expenditures low in order to keep the Japanese economy competitive internationally. The branches of the bureaucracy concerned with the economy all play a role in providing guidance to this large private sector. The Economic Planning Agency, established in 1955, when economic priorities shifted from recovery and control of the inflation to the economic growth, provides indicative planning for the entire economy. The agency's original staff included bureaucrats drawn from MITI, Financial Ministry, and it continues to work closely with these ministries. Its multi-year plans have provided flexible guidelines for priorities of financing, foreign exchange, and technology transfer. It does not try to manage the economy directly, but to provide targets reflecting long-term trends and specifying what would be necessary for balanced national development. It is in effect a point of communication, coordinating estimates of the future growth made by the government branches and the business community. It helps draw attention to various needs and helps shape the thinking of the Development Bank and the Export-Import Bank and the Bank of Japan, the Finance Ministry, MITI, and the large corporations about what is required for a certain level of growth. Since it does not really plan the economy, it is very flexible in adjusting its estimates to changing conditions, and these changes are therefore quickly known to be by all the concerned so they can make appropriate adjustments. The ministry that takes the greatest initiative in guiding industrial growth is MITI. The MITI officials are persistent in their efforts to look after the welfare of Japanese industry, that they are dubbed by their countrymen as Kioika Mama, over-anxious mothers who hover over other children and push them to study. They endeavor to push the pace of the modernization ahead of the market forces by setting high standards of modernizations of plants and equipments, by promoting mergers of the companies that lack the capital to meet those standards. They boldly try to restructure industry, concentrating resources in areas where they think Japan will be competitive internationally in the future. As wages rose to Western level in the late 1960s, MITI bureaucrats tried to reconcentrate resources in industries that were capital intensive rather than labor intensive. After the 1973 oil shock, they greatly accelerated plans to push Japan into service and knowledge intensive industries rather than energy intensive ones.